get ready with me while I get ready for church. Looking at the time, I have about 30 minutes to get ready. So I think I'm gonna go for more of just a natural look that will go with a bit of everything, just so I don't have to worry about any like colours clashing. Typically that means a baby pink blush for me, because I feel as though that goes with everything anyway. And I've recently discovered how much shimmer shadows I have to just add a bit of interest on my eye. I'm obsessed. Favorite flavour ever. It's a problem, an actual problem. Quickly like set that down. Also, my brows look really intense because I laminated and tinted them yesterday, so I think they look quite intense without a face on, so don't mind that. I just want to get my skin prep on ready, and then we'll go into the eyes, and then we'll get into some underpainting, or my version of underpainting. So this is the neutrals palette that I condensed on my other video. So just taking all the neutrals out of, I think it was 3 big Morphe palettes that I had. The 2 Jaclyn Hill ones, and then Meredith Buxley. I'm pretty sure that's her last name. That's looking nice. But from doing like the little condensing that I did, I realized I have little to no cool tone eyeshadows. I have one palette, and that's the Vive one, I believe, modelled after 90s supermodel like glam. That's the only one I have. And I mean, this warm neutrals that I've created does have like 2 greys in it and a stark white, but you know, need a bit more than that sometimes. I feel like I want those like purpley greys and those more light blue type ones, differentiating shades of grey, not just a really deep grey. I also need to keep an eye on the time. Okay. I just tapped into a shade and I can't remember what shade it was, so sorry. I've never been to an Easter weekend service. I've actually only recently started going to church within the last 2 months. That was my eye. Alright, so what I'm doing here is just putting down like a little shimmer base. Alright, so this is the NARS Summer Solstice. This is from a few years ago, I believe it is. There you go. You can see my little junior setup. I'm just going to go into that top right corner. Did you want to focus? Oh, there we go. So she's a bit pinkish, but she's also a bit champagne-esque, and I feel as though this is going to give a bit of a wet look to the eye and look really nice over that original nudestix colour. Like, so pretty. And then I'm just going to go in with that original transition brush just to kind of minimize how much glitter is actually through my crease. And I now have a garbage truck going past, so hold, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I'm just trying to add a basis of shape to my face, and looking at time, that I took about 12 minutes. Mind you, we did take a quick minute to place primer on the face, so not too bad. Also considering I feel like I'm rushing around like a chicken without its head. Alright, so I'm adding more of a cool tone, and then I'm going to go in with my bronzer. So as you can see, very rough mapping. So does this meet the criteria of underpainting? Oh my goodness. Does this meet the criteria of underpainting? I don't know. Is that the term that I use to describe it in my mind? Yes. And I'm using Made by Mitchell's curve case because I am absolutely obsessed and have been for a year. I think I've been using this. He just does baby pinks so well, so I'm thinking something like this. May mix in some of that one, which is Cold Heart. So Cold Heart and Strawberry Cream are an absolute classic. The brand is just so diverse and really good at formula production, and really nailing down colours, I would say. Mitchell is aware of what you need in order to get certain looks. Another garbage truck back. So that is a mix of Strawberry Cream and Cold Heart on my cheeks, and now I'm just sandwiching in a bit of warmth through there with Rare Beauty. My goodness, it looks a bit crazy when you're recording yourself to to see the random placement that you've done. And a quick spot conceal, I think. I'm not too phased about the one on my cheek that I had the patch on. So basically just all my acne is happening on one side. That's cute. Foundation. I think I'm gonna go in with my Shiseido because I like how it wears throughout the day, and I swear I love it more at the end of the day than I did at the beginning. It just morphs to your skin. Like, I don't know how else to put it. I'm obsessed. Just want to give that extra hydration into the face as I blend this out. And I'll probably go back in with my bronzer brush to just really diffuse that line that we've now created. I feel very pale, but I usually do. I'm currently going through the obsession of my Hourglass limited edition palettes, so like the ones that they do for holiday. So I'm really trying to utilize them for my like bronzers, blushes, and just their ambient lighting powders to help reflect off the face. So pretty. Adds a blurring effect because your skin basically isn't absorbing any extra color, it's just bouncing off. Apologies if my makeup method seems very chaotic. It is. So I think I'm going to use this guy. And then we're basically finished. I will need to go in with an additional layer of concealer because this concealer is actually looking deeper than my foundation. It actually didn't end up cleaning up under that wing because I don't think I needed to really bring it up too much. I think it sat okay. I just want to see if this will give me like a real brightness under my eye. I know this is gonna look crazy. So I put that even brighter colour right on the inner. So if it does look a little bit crazy right now to you, totally get it. I believe it will settle down because I'm going to use Huda's cherry blossom powder, so it's not going to be completely stark and bright. Blend my concealer into it. Not concealer, blush. My powder blush, and I'll kind of use the powder blush to wipe things away and diffuse everything. Powder blush time. Alright, so there's still a little bit of powder left over, mainly on the inner portions of my face. I'm not too concerned. I'm just gonna wipe it off when I do my ambient powder. But for now, let's get the rest of this happening, because we actually do need to leave in like 15 minutes and I still don't know what I'm wearing. Okay, I feel like that warmed me up a little bit so I don't look as pale. Love her. And then these are like, oh, dirty mirror, sorry. These are the guys that I'm talking about. Chef's Kiss. So really working that in, softening any edges, and I like to focus it on the center part of my face. Quickly melt everything into my face. I'm just a girl. I'm gonna do a clear gel for my brows. I have no idea. Alright, I'm gonna curl these guys. I'm not going to do mascara. I'm gonna do a quick Urban Decay. Fan myself off and then do another curl. Ooh. I do love the process of that. I will say, I love drugstore mascara. Like, look how pretty that is. Just like a soft fullness. And I am jumping with a different mascara because it has a skinnier wand. Because I do get a bit messy when it comes to mascara, and this just helps me get my lower lashes. Looking quite nice. Okay, last step is lip liner. I've got them divided into my neutrals and then colours. We're gonna go neutral. Sorry to be boring. I'm just kind of like gonna round out that top. Okay, and I think we're done. Just softening this. It's quite intense in the monitor there. And I need to pick an outfit.